My girlfriend mixed meat into my food to prove that vegetarians couldn't tell the difference, but obviously, I could. Now I'm wondering if stupid people can tell if they're about to be single. For context, I, 27 meters, am a vegetarian and have been since I tried to end a chicken when I was 15 and couldn't go through with it. I don't mind that other people eat meat, but on a moral level, it's not okay for me. I'm not the vegetarian police, but I also get tired of having to explain to people around here that I do get enough protein and that I'm not eating the vegetables they cooked in lard. My girlfriend, 30F, teases me about being a vegetarian, but behind closed doors, she is or was actually really accommodating about it. She cooks me vegetarian food and says eating less meat has helped her take off a couple of pounds. Now for the reason why I'm writing this post, she had me and some of her friends over the other night and she made food for us. She made pork chops for them and a big salad for me. While I was eating my salad, I kept thinking that something was off. The dressing was so oily and had a really strong flavor. She always makes her own dressing, so I asked her what she used. We had all been drinking and at this point, her two friends start cracking up. I'm sort of clueless, so I'm waiting for her to answer. She tells me that she mixed in lard for extra flavor and she didn't think I would notice. At this point, I just freeze mid-chew. When she sees my reaction, she starts to tell me it's not a big deal. It's just a joke. Don't get upset, etc. I calmly spit the food into my napkin, place the plate down, and get up to leave. Everyone's gotten quiet at this point. Her friends start apologizing, saying it was their idea, and my girlfriend starts telling me not to go. Screw that. I don't say a word and walk home. I know that vegetarians get a bad rep, but believe me when I say that I am not one of those people. I work in a rural community involving agriculture, and I would never survive out here if I were. I pack my own lunches for conventions and never make a big deal out of it, but having someone I care about essentially trick me into eating meat without my permission is crossing a huge line for me. I haven't spoken to my girlfriend for 3 days now. She's apologized and sent flowers, but in one of the texts, she told me I was overreacting, which, for me was the deal breaker. My parents really like her. And when I told them what happened, my dad got upset and told me I'm making too big of a deal out of something silly. He says I'm letting my ridiculous eating habits dictate my life, and I'm really hurt hearing that. I feel like tricking me into eating lard was really cruel, but everyone's attitude here is that I need to get a sense of humor. I'm out of town at a conference, and I'm going to have to discuss this with her when I get back. Am I just being too sensitive? Edit, thank you guys so much for making me feel less crazy. My dad always thought that my vegetarianism was a phase I'd grow out of, but I think he and I are going to have a talk when I get back home. As for my girlfriend, we're also going to have a talk. She's made some other comments that I've let slide, so it's time for me to lay it out there. Update 1. Well, we had our come to Jesus talk when I got back about what happened. I explained to her how tired I was of defending being a vegetarian to people. It feels like my social identity. Like, when people think of me, they think of the vegetarian guy, and I really dislike that because I never bring it up. And when I say defend, I mean you get questions from all over. People seriously take you to task. Hell, one of the commenters on my last thread compared my actions to letting a child starve in a third world country. I've been asked multiple times if swallowing sperm is vegetarian or had some armchair philosophers point out the inconsistencies in my morals. And as I've gotten older, my defiance flag just isn't flying as high anymore. I don't want to sit down to every lunch with coworkers and hear the bad hunter joke or have the rude secretary tell me that she read vegetarianism is usually a cover for blah blah blah. So, yeah, I obviously have a chip on my shoulder about all of this. Everything I said above, I laid out to my girlfriend, all of it.